apparently Hasan Piker with his nasty self is getting in trouble. Yeah, let's check this out. You want to sue people and whatnot? Crazy. My bad. I reacted to that like you cursed at me. Defamation? That's what he trying to sue somebody for? Come on. Hassan? He's Mr. Defamation. More like defa. I'm not even going to say the full word.
Hasan Piker is funny. Now apparently suing a councilwoman for defamation. Ironic. This was after...
And hype the videos. Hype the videos as well. Thank you, Medium. And hype the videos. That will help me out.
She tweeted a response to Hassan's drone clip where he apparently told his followers that you could get explosive delivery mechanisms for cheap from China. What? People have responded claiming Hassan is bluffing and he would totally lose the case. More Hassan clips are going viral where he was extremely offended that his friend made a joke about his TikTok. Pathetic. Old clips have surfaced of Queen Jellyfish Cutie and Maya humiliating Jellywig talking about how much hotter Hassan is than him on Nisa 2.0. Worst platform Twitch is in hot water after promoting International Women's Day with the game Overcooked 2. Now turns out women actually voted for this, but the feminists...
I didn't even know that was a day. I didn't even know. I had no idea that happened. I'm gonna be honest. I don't remember or know of or care to remember a lot of holidays. People gonna get mad when I say this. I don't care about MLK Day, nor do I remember when it happens. I got bills and stuff. I don't got time. I'll be worried about a plethora of other things in my real life. I don't know about these holidays. Earth Day probably is the only one I remember for real. That's because it's on my mom's birthday, I think. I hope I didn't forget that. I'm gonna check my calendar. But yeah, fam, I'm not really a day guy unless you're gonna have a internet exposed day. I'm down with that. Let's expose some of these frauds.
Are still very mad for some reason. Professional regard snake.
Hey, what's up, Stu? How you doing?
Is back glazing the dictator Kamini. He says he will get eternal paradise and reach the highest rank in heaven, and that his death was strategically planned and intended. Holy copium. Streamer FanFan has responded to people trying to get her to speak on politics like Emiru. Subscribe.
That's crass.
So Hassan gets countersued. Somebody's cooked.
Let's up those numbers!
Now let's begin. Right, welcome back, everybody. Today is a crazy
What's up, DHF? How you doing?
day. Apparently, Hassan is suing people for defamation now. Hasan Piker is suing someone for defamation. You cannot make this shit up, bro. The guy who defames people on the daily. This guy could have 10 different people sue him for defamation, and now he's trying to sue somebody else. Hassan threatens to sue New York City Councilwoman Vicky Palladino.
Including Pegasus. Pegasus could sue the hell out of this guy. Real talk. If one of the people in Hasan Piker's audience says something disgusting about one of the people that he doesn't like, he just reads it off the chat as if it's like pure facts. This dude is insane. All right, so yeah, there's a lot of people that could sue the heck out of him. So he got some nerve.
No. Right, so it all started with this clip, which we actually covered in a previous video. Basically, Hassan was talking about buying drones from China. Here's a recap.
You really don't need suicide bombing anymore. Just make fucking drones. You can purchase them in the online market.
When was it needed? When the hell was it needed? There's a time when it was like necessary? The hell is he talking about? My bad. Like, what?
Marketplace. Like, China literally sells explosive ordnance delivery mechanisms that you can put to a DJI drone that you can purchase like at virtually no significant cost in comparison to, like, you know, sophisticated equipment that you need to put together.
Right. So
that's disgusting. I don't know how he's not banned for that. I don't know how he still even has his page. That sounds crazy. Like, and he always does that. He's like blatantly telling his fans to go do something disgusting, but being like, what? No, I just coincidentally, like, I told him to, you know, go and pick up this outfit, go to this train station at this time, go and get this device. But I would never be condoning them to go and commit atrocities in the world. I'm Hasan Piker.
Yeah. fam, you nasty. You nasty fam, you nasty. You nasty fam, you nasty. You nasty fam, yeah. You know your name. You
nasty work. Super nasty work. Hey, what's up, Katarina? How you doing? How are you?
Here we got Vicky, the New York City council member, responding. Hasan Piker is telling his followers to make self-bombing drones. Hassan also said that America deserved 9/11 and has hosted Houthi terrorists on his stream. Anyways, here are a couple of pictures of our mayor and a current city councilman hanging out with him recently. And it's Zoran Mamdani with Hasan Piker, and it's this guy with Hassan. Right, so Hassan responded, be on the lookout for a defamation suit, Councilwoman. Okay, so basically he wants to sue her for this tweet here where she basically just said what he said in the clip. I guess the interpretation is a little different here. Maybe you could argue that he wasn't explicitly telling his followers, but in my opinion, it did sort of sound like a tutorial, like, oh, you can buy these drones for cheap from China.
Hey, what's up, Neckbone? How you doing? And yes, 100%. That's what it sounded like. It sounded like he was giving instruction almost. Like, that's crazy. Yeah, nah. He didn't even try to censor himself or like do any kind of like safety precaution before saying that.
Oh, you're only doing it for the...
I self-edit myself on a regular basis just to make sure. Hey, I don't sound nowhere near like Hassan, and if I don't know something, I'm not going to pretend to know something.
Love of the game. You don't actually need to neck yourself in order to pull this off. People responded, what's the lawsuit going to be for? You said those things. It's literally on video, dude. How are you even going to deny the things you said on video? Well, I guess this is your first rodeo with Hasan Piker because he's actually infamous for denying shit that he said on video. Cue the dog shocking saga and basically every other situation. He's going to go to the jury and say, it was out of context. You see, when I was telling them that, hey, you can buy these drones for cheap from China. And, you know, when I connect that with me glazing terrorists on the regular and being very sad this dictator died, I don't know. I suppose he thinks he's going to win that. We got Hassan Glazers. Don't stop there. Sue them all and crush them with their own methods. Yeah. Let's see how that goes. Try to sue everybody. Sue Asmongold. Sue Ethan. Sue all the slop tubers. We'll see how that goes. Enjoy discovery and all of your evils being legally revealed, Hassan. She's not lying, though. You straight up described how to obtain and use a drone. Combine this with your history of supporting Houthi terrorists and you have no case. Yes, I think the history is also very relevant, right? Now, the clip in itself is also very bad. But when you look into these cases, you have to build a sort of profile, right? You got to understand what this person is like. And Hassan's constant support of terrorists in the past, 10 toes down, you know, Hezbollah is based. I have no problem with the paramilitary organization. You know, my favorite flag is Hezbollah and all the shit, right? And then when you compound all of that shit together, it builds a profile of a terrorist supporter, right? And a terrorist supporter would be somebody who would be likely to make statements like this on how to instruct their audience how to, you know, acquire such technology. It's not defamation when you actually said it, dumbass. You first have to have a positive reputation before you can be defamed. That is true. Okay. Hasan Piker is not like a well-esteemed figure. His reputation is absolute fucking dirt. So it would be hard to make the case for defamation at all. We got the bot Hassan fan in literally every reply. This should be a slam dunk lawsuit ending your career. And he's talking to the councilwoman. Right. So attorney legal mindset responded saying, spoiler, Hassan's not winning that defamation suit, even if he filed, which he won't. Basically saying that, oh, this is just bullshit. He's not actually going to file the defamation suit. It is basically...
Man, he's just trying to scare her. It's a scare tactic. Just trying to scare people to not tell the truth about what he's doing out here, which is crazy. That's insane. You think that would even work? There's plenty of YouTubers and streamers that have tried to do fake lawsuits. Now, if you actually are out here defaming people, I do think you should be sued, right? There's a content creator, I think her name was Tasha K, who lied about a rapper named Cardi B. And as much as people have criticism for Cardi, this lady Tasha just blatantly lied. Came on and admitted that she lied so she could get money, all types of stuff. She got sued and she lost badly. I'm okay with that kind of stuff. But what Hassan is doing, like, you have no right to sue anybody when they just told the truth. We just looked at the clip. He said what they said he said. So yeah, It's just so he could try to scare somebody. That's all that is.
A tactic to get her to stop talking about him, get her to stop, basically scare everybody into thinking, oh, I can't criticize Hassan. But luckily for us here,
hey, what's up, Saying? How you doing?
on the legendary series, we provide evidence for every single thing we say about Hassan with the clips in his own fucking voice right there saying that shit. So it's pretty much impossible to launch any sort of defamation lawsuit, at least against somebody like myself. But I don't know about this councilwoman.
He said Hassan is a nut job. The things he says are so unhinged. I agree. He be wilding on a regular basis. He says something disgusting.
Even this, I don't feel like it's going to go through. I don't know if there's like a different bar for a councilwoman versus a general content creator. Also, insanely ironic from the king of defamation. It's hard to think of anyone with an alternative opinion to Hassan that he hasn't falsely accused of a crime or otherwise defamed. Yes, Hasan Piker routinely calls people PDF files, Israel dick riders, Nazis based on nothing. He literally called me a Jeffrey supporter based on a random message in his chat, which, you know, if he ever wanted to pursue something, I'd easily be able to counter with that. Anyways, turns out Hassan actually responded on stream. He explains how his lawsuit against Vicky Palladino is different than Ethan Klein. Also says that he's not worried about discovery. Right. So basically a bunch of people were calling him out saying that, oh, you're a hypocrite, because he was calling out Ethan for abusing the legal system. Oh, going after these content creators.
Facts. Like he was better than Ethan. And mind you, Ethan Klein was well within his rights. I don't think he was abusing any law or nothing when it came to that. Hassan, on the other hand, that's what he's trying to do. So yeah, I agree with that.
Oh, you have so much money, you're just going to overwhelm them. And he's kind of doing the same thing here. He's loaded and he's using the legal system, blah, blah, blah. Now, essentially, he goes on to say that the only reason he's suing is because she's an elected official and that he wouldn't actually be suing a random Twitter person or a content creator.
If it wasn't an elected official, I wouldn't give a shit. Who gives a fuck what some like random dickhead on Twitter says? Yeah, suing a content creator for being a bitch is very different than suing a flagrantly racist councilwoman in New York City. Enjoy discovery and all your evils being legally revealed, Hassan.
You're a racist. Like, what is Hassan talking about? I've seen him be racist on a regular basis too.
Okay. I don't know what these guys think like a defamation lawsuit is going to reveal. Do they legitimately think that I'm in contact with like the Taliban or like the Iranian government or something? Because if that was the case, that wouldn't come out in a
hey, what's up, Frank? How you doing?
Legal suit. The FBI would be knocking on my door far before this came to, defamation territory. Wait, when I finish my documentary about you, what documentary? Someone in Iran probably getting bombed because they watch you.
That's crazy.
Okay.
Right. I mean, what an awkward ending to a clip. I mean, that's just a standard Hassan clip, ends with him talking about bombs, of course. Anyways, let's just go through all of the bullshit right there, right? First off, about discovery, right? So that's basically a legal process in which the other party can acquire information they don't have at the moment, right? They can find out hidden sort of documents, communications, and get all this evidence, right? And we all know that Hasan Piker has a lot of fucking skeletons in his closet, right? Now, I'm not going to make any
Hey, what's up? Who cares? How you doing? What's up, Stone Wanderer? How are you?
The accusations here, of course. Hassan is throwing out lawsuits, obviously. Now, listen, we don't know who Hassan is in contact
Hit the like button, guys. Hit the like button if you haven't already.
With, right? I will be fair to Hassan and agree that there is no evidence that he is collaborating with the Iranian government or whatever, despite his statements of, being a dictator glazer. There's no direct ties. But what we do know is that he was 100% indisputably in contact with Luffy from One Piece and Timothée Chalamet, who he invited.
Yeah, he definitely no damn Luffy. Don't ever be disrespectful to Luffy or the Straw Hats. Shoot, Trump is more Luffy than that guy, if you're being honest.
On stream, right? The guy that Hassan insists is not a terrorist, right? Despite introducing him as a Houthi rebel. Now, the other day, this lovely young man, just a random teenager in Yemen, according to Hassan, right? He was talking about hunting down ships. Now, is that what the average teenager does, guys? Hunting down ships? Now, keep in mind, previously, this guy was also...
He said he's more Doflamingo. Facts. And in case you haven't known, I grew up under the tutelage of Corazon. That's the OG, as well as Zoro. Big facts. My favorite One Piece characters. And then Luffy. Luffy's an OG.
Talking about bombing ships. Yes, that's what average teenagers obviously do. They bomb ships. They also be talking about impaling people, particularly certain types of people. But, you know, this is just civilian activities, obviously, according to Hasan Piker. So I will say objectively, that is kind of sus, right? And that is why people might assume that, hey, in Discovery, something bad might come out because you may have contacts with certain evil people, right? Just considering you have contacts with this guy who is not the nicest guy, I'd say. Also, it's not the...
Yes, am I keeping up with the One Piece manga? I'm trying not to. I'm getting spoiled a little bit, but I try to just follow the anime. It's more fun for me. But I've been spoiled and read a few things in the manga. In fact, I went to Japan and I have manga somewhere that I was afraid to read because I didn't want to get spoiled.
Most insane leap to think that a repeated terrorist glizzy gladiator, a guy who had to put his own chat in emote-only mode because they wouldn't stop glazing.
One Piece been out since the 90s. One Piece is coming on when I was a kid. That's one of the longest running animes, like, I think, of all time. Yeah, it's really been a lot of years, right? Most of my life. One Piece been out.
A literal terrorist, right? A literal shooter who shot civilians. Yeah, it would obviously make sense that this guy may possibly be connected, not saying anything though. Also, he says that he won't be suing like random Twitter people. Now, that may be a throwaway comment, or it may be a jab at Asmongold, considering Asmon was talking about suing that guy from Twitter who called him a PDF file with zero evidence, right? Now, you can't obviously sue every Twitter.
Asmon was in the right. Like, and that dude was making money off of it too as well.
Random, but he wanted to set a sort of standard or something like that. Also, I love the Hasan Piker logic. He goes, if I was a bad person, the FBI would arrest me. Yes, the very competent FBI. Everybody trusts the FBI, of course. Hasan himself is the biggest fan of Kash Patel, right? Just the most trustworthy person ever. Don't get me started on the Jeffrey files, of course, but it's clear they're, not the most trustworthy people, let's just say, right? And I don't think Hasan Piker is their first priority either. Otherwise, a bunch of departments might have looked into him, right? Now, his explanation in Copium is that suing a content creator for being a bitch is different from a flagrantly racist councilwoman. Now, I don't know about Hassan calling anybody racist considering the skeletons in his closet, right? And I feel like if it came to a court case, the amount of statements you could pull up of Hasan Piker, I mean, they would just have to...
I'm saying, bro, Hassan be wildin'. Yeah.
Riff through the legendary series, and holy shit, Hassan would be absolutely cooked, right? They got all the evidence. They don't even have to look. They just got to go through the episodes, right? Which is a treat, honestly. And I love how he's just trying to prove that he's above Ethan, right? Oh, Ethan was bad. He sued these content creators. I'm not bad. I'm suing a councilwoman. Yeah, that makes it totally so much better, right? Yeah, keep coping, bro. People responded, number 1, Hassan ain't suing anyone. Number 2, Ethan has legal precedent for his suit. It's why Caseytron mediated out of the case. That's true. Casey did apologize, although I don't think her responsibilities are finished yet. Number 3, defamation only works if what the person said was maliciously untrue. She's repeating Hassan's own words. Seems Hassan is taking the Andrew Tate route.
How's he gonna sue if what was said was facts? And there's a plethora of evidence that he said exactly that. Yeah, Hassan's nasty.
Of legal understanding. No way he just called Froggen, Denims, and Caseytron the B word. I mean, yeah, sorta, I guess. That doesn't even make sense. Influencers that engage in persistent smears do more damage and would be the first target of lawsuits. Also, zero chance he's proving malice on her statement. He should try copyright lawsuit instead. Hassan is such a vexatious litigant. Okay, so that was what Hassan was saying about Ethan in the past, right? How dare he? He should just take it on the chin. You're being mean, Hassan. She should start a GoFundMe.
That's what iDub said. Oh, that's what Anissa said.
Hear that works pretty well, Moving on to more Hassan clips going viral. I love this classic. Such a fragile ego for a person that has achieved so much in life. And they've linked this video. And basically, it's Hassan's friend Austin. You might recognize him as the gay guy who was on the Hezbollah is my favorite flag clip. And he's a close friend of Hassan. So you hear he tries to make fun of Hassan a bit,
I definitely would not have recognized him from any of that. I didn't even remember that person at all. I wouldn't recognize him if I walked past him in the street. Hey, what's up, Grish? How you doing? Hassan calls everyone passes while trying to get his fans to silence others. Almost like Pastor's Dictator. Yeah, that's facts.
Friendly banter, and Hassan gets triggered.
Working out with Bradley Martin, who is 6'2", 260 pounds, and 35 pounds, 21.
Bro, 0 likes on your comment.
Started playing a payphone clip, which he must have seen recently because it's been massive and
dude.
blowing up.
Look at that, 0 likes. Look at you, fell off, dude. Nobody knows you.
Damn.
Oh shit, you're not on Gay Talk anymore. Look at you, washed up. They're like, is that political guy?
I'm about to smack you harder than fucking Stable Ronaldo got smacked if you keep talking shit like this.
No, you ain't. You ain't doing that to nobody. You not about that life. I can see it in your eyes. Yeah, nah. Not gonna happen, champ. Like, I would not be worried if I was him. I would not. You said Legal Mindset made a video about Hassan and would most likely lose this lawsuit and have his profits money open to discovery, which would be funny. Okay. I think I seen that. If I'm not mistaken, y'all suggested it. Y'all want to watch that after? Said bro's head is... I'm not going to read that out loud. That's funny. Y'all cooking them up. And how you doing, 4406? I do not know how to pronounce the beginning of your name, but how are you? Hope you're doing well.
Imagine? Could you imagine?
Yeah, Hassan ain't hitting nothing. But what's her name? Valkyrie's line to cry on her phone. that's what he hitting the numbers on his phone. They're gonna call Valkyrie and just cry in her ear.
Do 1 week of content on your TikTok without me featured prominently.
Bro, we're on the same fucking podcast.
I'm just saying. Okay?
We're on the same podcast.
Mr. fell off.
What am I supposed to do?
Mr.
I sent the video to you on that earlier. Thank you, Katarina. Appreciate the heck out of that. Real talk. Yeah, I'm gonna check it after for sure.
Fell off. Reload the page.
Or
Yo,
why?
guys, I just got finished.
Somebody asked
Why
if
is he
I would
so
help his
mad?
friend if he got a slap like that.
I have 2
He mad as heck.
fucking... I have 2 likes.
Look at the response.
Ain't you Austin's friend? Yeah, dude. I know. We're really hitting numbers on TikTok. Thanks, guys.
Hassan, you know, you f with me all the time. You can't take this one time. I can't f with you just a little bit.
No, of course you can.
Come on, I'm just poking fun. I'm just being...
Oh my God. What a thin-skinned cry.
You gotta explain yourself to him. Like, come on, man. I'm just joking with you. Come on, man. Come on. The sounds are softy.
Baby ass mother flipper, bro. By the way, I find it so funny. He has thousands of people watching him live, and all of them refuse to go to the TikTok and like the comment to appease Hassan's ego. They are literally just rage baiting him. And instead of taking a flippant joke, Hassan starts flexing his views like, oh yeah, do 1 week of content without me. See if you get any likes, bro. And that's how you speak to your friend, by the way. Like, goddamn. He's essentially saying that, oh, I'm so popular. Without me, you'd actually be nothing, right? And that's obviously such a personal comment to make after he's just poking fun at you. Like, obviously,
pretty much say, yo, listen, what tech tone is the Asmongold, you are to me. And he was like, I'm Frogan? Yeah, you Frogan. No, you Denims.
obviously, everybody knows you have social media motion. Crazy. Everybody knows you can get more than a like on TikTok. He's obviously joking around, right? But Hassan is completely insecure, right? It's like when people call him fat, he still gets fucking offended because he remembers he was Frogan sized. But yeah, I wouldn't really joke around with Hassan. He might ship you off to Hezbollah, you know? Reminder, he thinks they're very based, a base terrorist org.